don't know, it's giving me Rihanna Disturbia. Okay, hey guys, if by chance you clicked on this video and you haven't read the title, today I'm gonna be attempting natural faux locks boho distressed bob hair thing.
Young money in the cut like a shank doll. Tell tip rubber bands on my bankroll. Show my ass like a
That's my way. Do it like that and I repeat.
It's a bob. It's faux locks. It's supposed to look natural, and you're doing it without adding hair. And I'm also gonna be doing a method where I do not crochet the hair. So let's see how it goes. Basically, I just sat down. I pat my hair for like a good 3 hours, making sure all the parts are straight and everything. And I did these fine plaits with my natural hair, and that's literally all that's gonna be inside of the faux lock. And that very night, it was like 1 o'clock, and I started to actually do my hair, but then
I can't. This is the most ghetto shit I've ever seen in my life.
I was glad that I took those out anyway because they were not the best, they weren't cute, and yeah. I took out what I did last night. I didn't really like how it looked anyway. Plus, I ran out of time. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning and I only had like the first row done. So I was just like, let me just take these back out.
Cause ain't nobody got time for that.
And go to sleep. So that's what I did. I wore this hair for some time. Not for some time, for like...
I wore it for 1 day.
Yeah. It just looked a hot mess. It looked like 5 weeks of having in the faux locks, and I had literally just done that. But I'm glad I took those out. The method that I did was a method that I made up. What I did, I like took the hair and then wrap it down and then bantu knot it. So I wrap it back up the faux lock and then like do a bantu knot, like wrap it around the roots of my hair. No. The distressed look, it's not that it's rusty, it's just that it's
done
with curly hair. So it all depends on the hair that you use. I'll tell you the hair that I used soon. Now my subscribers are accustomed to the do it with me method where I like vlog me doing this hair, but I honestly didn't feel like vlogging it, so I just recorded myself doing it and then decided to do this part after to make it like an actual video. But it is still not a tutorial.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Anyways, back to the video. I didn't crochet, I didn't add any braids. So what method did I use this Saturday? That's the question, girl. I'm gonna answer it. The method that I used this Saturday, I'm excited. Oh, well, they come out kind of good. Better than I think I expected. I'm gonna time lapse it now for you guys, but basically, you can see I wrapped it down and then wrapped it back up to this part. Really wish I'm using a lighter right now. I really wish I had nail glue because I feel like when I use the lighter, the burn ends, they rub up against each other. They rub up against the back of your clothes and ruin it. So I didn't really want to do that, but it's the only option I have right now, so I'm working with it. I'm gonna time lapse so you guys are gonna get to see how I actually did this. I've decided that I'm gonna go for this thin, kind of not so natural looking. This is why I should use a tripod. I'm hoping it's gonna unravel over time rather than doing it rusty from the jump, because when I feel like I do it rusty from the jump, I feel like it will just, you know, like not last as long. So I'm gonna do it a little tight for now. Hopefully it unravel, it like, not unravel, that's what we don't want. Hopefully it just like gets rusty. I took a piece of hair, folded it in half, and I had one length to the length that I actually want the faux lock, and then the other length could be longer or whatever, because if you need to add hair, you could add it after, so it doesn't matter the other length of the hair. But I had one, so I just folded it and like bloop, and then I took this hair and I wrapped it around. Like, that's just it. But I made sure at the root I wrapped it around a couple times before I started wrapping down.
Pause. I advise that you crochet the hair in before you begin wrapping, just to be on the safe side. I just didn't feel like, but lol, trust me.
Now, wrapping down, you have to wrap it in a specific way so that it would not unravel. You do not want your faux locks to get all puffy and unravel by the second day. So, what you do with the second piece of hair, you just like spread it out to be really thin and flat, and then you wrap that thin part, and as you go, at least like this much, so like this is the length of the thin part that you're wrapping around, this much should overlap the part before, so it's like holding down the part that you just wrapped. So you just gotta keep wrapping. I learned that overlapping method from Dope Panel. She not a panda. She not a girl. That's Miss Keisha. She not a.
What you mean you don't know Panda? She's dope.
What you mean? She's one of my favorite hair YouTubers. Anyways, child, back to the video. Yeah, so that's the method I did. Spread and overlap, spread and overlap. So even if you use, it's not about the amount of hair that you pick up, but it's how you spread it out, because you cannot have like a thick piece of do not wrap with the thick. You gotta just spread it out, fan it out, and wrap, and you would have zero issues, trust me. Let's take a break. Just basically the general method, but while you're doing that method, you're gonna run into certain problems, and I'm gonna tell you how to combat, fix, evade is like avoid, girl. Anyways, so I'm gonna tell you guys how to combat those problems. If it's too long and you're finished wrapping and you're like, wait, this full lock is going to be too long compared to the rest of my hair, wrap it at the length that you want, continue wrapping it. If you want, you can start to take the flame and just I use the lighter and just this is not a tutorial, I have to keep reminding myself that, but I'm gonna give you guys tips and advice regardless. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Use the flame and just and then you're gonna just snip off the excess, use the flame and just bud the end and then burn it and seal it, and that's it. Don't use too much heat or it would just be like hard and it would start peeling your clothes and stuff. You don't want that. Just use a little bit of heat just to melt the synthetic hair, because it's literally plastic. It would melt and it would just seal smoothly, and that's it. And then your full lock is the perfect length, girl. And what's the next problem you might run into? What not to do? Wrap way too much hair too quickly. I think I spoke about this when I said spread out the hair and wrap it nicely. Don't wrap too much hair too quickly. People sometimes only click on the video just to know what hair you use. Guilty. I advise that you use water wave hair that you use to do passion twist or something like that. Use like that curly hair or like a natural texture hair. I use Mali braids. I went into my scrap braid drawer. I had some new expression hair, but they were too shiny for this, so I went into that and I used some Mali hair that I had left over. That's what I used, so I didn't buy like a fresh pack of hair. So but let's not talk about how long it took me. I know some people are gonna ask. In my opinion, I think it could take you from like 2 to 4 hours if you just do it quickly, because it's a short bar. It took me 3 hours to pat my hair and it took me 12 hours to do the full locks. Because I took like it didn't take me 12 hours on a straight. I took breaks to eat. I was playing Animal Crossing for a good few hours within those 12 hours. So that's why I think we should not talk about how long it took me. Let's just not talk about it. Okay, let's talk about the end result. What I ended up with. Not 100% happy with it. I think I did them too thin for me. I don't know. I like them, but I just wish they had more like to them. They're kind of frizzy. I could burn and seal and trim, but then I could like leave the rusty distressed look. It's my first time having a bob actually. I've had full locks before that I've done like short to my shoulders, but it wasn't like a bob. Girl got a bob this time. It's kind of odd to me, but it's like, oh, it looks kind of natural, looks kind of cute, looks kind of, you know, so I could kind of vibe with it. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah. The oil that I used was the Jamaican black castor oil, but I'm kind of procrastinating on showing you guys the finished look. It's really not that bad. I was considering buying more hair and like the curly hair that I used to do the passion twist, the water wave hair, and just double wrapping it to make them thicker, juicy and curlier. You could do that. You could double wrap, but I only wrapped mine once, so that's why they look the way that they look. The hair, the schmear. Yes, I was kind of exaggerating. It's not that bad. This is the back of the faux locs. I'm actually proud of myself at how neat and even they are, like the same size.
Do I need it? No. Am I under control? Can I beat it? Wake up. It swallowed me whole.
That montage made 0 sense, but I like the song.
So thank you guys so much for watching me attempting the full act trend thing. Oh, and watch my other videos. You should really consider. Okay. Anyways, child, y'all don't care. Let's move on. Okay, wait. Before we go into that, chill. Okay. What is happening? I haven't filmed in like 3 weeks, so I'm kind of like camera shy again. Child, this is embarrassing.
Somewhere on a desktop leaves the zip file mixtape of the next Pac kid.